You've probably studied English with grammar books, YouTube lists, or boring classroom dialogues. But let me ask you, do you remember any of it? Here's the truth, we learn language best through stories. Because stories make the words emotional, visual, personal. That's how the language sticks in your brain without even trying. So if you're serious about learning real English, the kind people actually use, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell. We post one new story every single day. Let's dive into today's story. It was my second day in New York. The city felt like it was constantly in motion. Cars honking, people rushing, food smells from every corner, and that strange mix of excitement and exhaustion that only big cities have. I had no plans for the day. Just a map, a pair of tired sneakers, and a goal to explore without thinking too much. Around noon, I found myself near Bryant Park, a little green space surrounded by skyscrapers. It was calm, open, and full of metal chairs and tiny tables. People were sitting everywhere, eating lunch, reading, talking, or just people watching. I was starving. But there were so many food options around me, I couldn't decide. Eventually, I grabbed a sandwich from a small food cart. Turkey, lettuce, mustard. Simple, safe. I looked around for an empty table. Nothing. Every single chair was taken, couples, coworkers, tourists with cameras. I spotted one table where only one man was sitting. Middle-aged, glasses, a navy blue coat, a book in one hand, sandwich in the other. I walked up awkwardly and said, "Mind if I sit here?" He looked up, smiled quickly, and nodded. "Sure, go ahead." We sat in silence for a minute. Two strangers sharing a table, like two puzzle pieces from different boxes. I took out my sandwich, unwrapped it slowly. Tried not to make noise. I wasn't planning to talk. But somehow, the moment felt too quiet. So I said, "Good book?" He looked surprised, then laughed a little. "It's okay. Too many footnotes." I smiled. And just like that, something changed. The table between us was no longer a wall. It was a bridge. He asked where I was from. I told him. Then he asked why I was visiting. I said I was traveling alone for a bit. Needed a break from everything. He nodded like he understood something deeper than I had said. He told me his name was David. Born and raised in New York. Worked in publishing. Said he liked coming to the park for lunch because it reminded him that the world isn't just emails and deadlines. We talked about books. About travel. About how hard it is to really slow down. He told me how, 20 years ago, he went backpacking through Europe with just a notebook and a cheap camera. No phone. No Google Maps. "I got lost a lot," he said, smiling. "But those are the stories I still remember." I told him I wanted stories like that too. But I wasn't sure how to start. "You just did," he said. "You asked to sit." That hit me hard. We sat for nearly 45 minutes. Sharing stories. Sipping coffee. Strangers who somehow weren't strangers anymore. When he finished his sandwich, he stood up, took his book, and said, "Well, back to reality." But this was the best part of my day. And then he was gone. I sat there a little longer, watching people come and go. The city kept moving, fast and loud. But something inside me had slowed down. That random lunch became the highlight of my trip. Not because of where I was, but because I had talked to a stranger and walked away feeling a little less alone. Let's take a quick look at the kind of natural English you just learned. Puzzle pieces from different boxes. Back to reality. Sharing stories. The table became a bridge. These are expressions you won't learn from grammar books, but you will remember them from stories like this. That's why we tell one every single day. So if this helped you learn something new, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments. Have you ever had a meaningful moment with a stranger? What happened? See you in tomorrow's story.